Hey everyone, welcome back. Our last guest is a multifaceted and versatile Afro-Latina self-managing artist and entrepreneur from Brooklyn, desde Venezuela. She defines the genre of music that she creates as UniverSoul, and she creates to heal, entertain, and elevate. Known for her intense, unifying, magnifying presence, please welcome Indigo Prodigy. Hello and welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor to finally be here on the air with you. Thank you for inviting me. How are you guys doing today?
We are good. We're excited to share you with our viewers. I mean, I introduced you as desde Venezuela, pero I forgot to incorporate desde Florida también, desde Atlanta, desde wherever the world is taking you. But overall, it totally makes sense as to why you operate under the organization of UniverSoul Co.
Yes. You just got me so well. You get me so well. It's like, ya tú sabes, like, I don't really have to say nothing, really. Yeah?
No, we need you to say it. Yeah, and you're right. I do get you. And I appreciate you, and I want everyone else to get to know you as well, right? So we have you as a performer, known as Indigo Prodigy, right? As a musical artist. Then we have you as you have a creative production under the name of UniverSoul Co. And then you have an actual business that goes by the name of Godbody Essentials, right? And so they're all kind of interrelated and complement each other. And so let's just start with the way you actually facilitate these events that you put together, that you perform in, that you coordinate, and that you really bring community together with the intention of just healing collectively.
Yeah, I really do, because honestly, the most important thing to me is just rising vibrations. I genuinely know that we are, like, well, me personally, I know that from the time I arrived here on earth, it was just embedded in my heart. I was on a mission. I had this clear vision. I had an omnilateral view of the world, and I was so ready. I was so anticipating. I was so I was just so ready to just get started. I knew I had so much to do. And I was hurting, like, in a deeper place whenever I see what's happening around me, when I'm seeing people suffering, looking for food, when I seen what was happening in different communities. And as I traveled the world, it opened my heart more and more, and it showed me why these different seeds were inside of me. Because ever since I was young, I always had these visions. And I could say, like, it was like my whole path in my life, this whole earth walk is literally an unraveling of, like, a prophecy. It's just ironic, even the name bestowed upon me, which is Indigo Prodigy. I mean, I have 7 names now in total, but you see, I don't tell anybody, but there's a reason to it all. There's a sacredity and a divinity to everything of the epitome that I stand for, because I stand for us. I stand for unity. I stand for oneness, which is oneself in reflection.
And so that's deep, and I hope our viewers get that. And I personally love having these conversations. And so while I mentioned that you were from Venezuela, were you born in Venezuela?
Yeah.
And so you moved back to New York at what age? Rather, you moved to New York, not back to New York, because you did move to New York, and then you left New York, and then you came back to New York. So what age did you move out of Venezuela? And did you move to New York first or Florida first?
I would say New York. To be honest, I have no memories of Venezuela. I go according to my mother's word, and my soul. I was always an outcast in the United States for some reason. But when I leave and I go to St. Lucia, which is my father's country, or even when I go to other countries, it felt right. But I still didn't feel at home in St. Lucia. And when I met my mother's family, is when we resonated with each other in our spirit and with what my mom told me, I knew that I was from Venezuela. Now, I know my peoples, they'll just say, girl, stop playing. You from Brooklyn. Yeah, at the same time, I feel like as though that just boxes me in. Like, it can't equivalent to where I'm from, because of even the way that I speak. English is not a natural language for me, even though that was the first language I spoke. It did never come out naturally on my tongue. But once I started to speak other languages and practice other languages, even Swahili or, more Spanish, it feels natural.
Right. I get where you're coming from as a being, right? And that's actually the level you live on, right? That's the realm that you operate on. And so I love having these conversations of understanding that at the end of the day, we're all in this together. And so when you're conscious of that, and then you become responsible for it, which is what you've chosen to do with your life, or have been chosen to do with your life, and you apply yourself to it, and you offer it in all these different forms, because as an artist, as somebody who's actually coordinating these events collectively. And we didn't even talk about the Godbody Essentials, which are really healing agents, because I am going through your stuff, through your website, through your social media. I was really impressed with the fact that you're out there educating our community on the importance of having high alkalinized bodies. And we share that on the show a lot, because that is the name of the game now. The name of the game is prevention.
That's amazing. I'm glad that everything could just, you see how everything is in divine alignment. Okay. Would you like to know a little bit more about Godbody Essentials?
Absolutely. Share with our viewers. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start off with the backstory, and I'll keep it short and sweet. It's going to be a little emotional, but brace yourself. I'll just pass through it. I'm used to this by now. It's been a very emotional 2 years, like straight. So Godbody Essentials. Godbody Essentials was sprung off from the fact that in my family, I was just the only one that wanted to go vegan. I was the only one that would turn to eat ital. I was the only one that carries herself the way that she does. And my mother, one day I found out that she might have had like about a year to live. The doctor said she had ASL, and her limbs were shut off from one by one until she just, she's gone. And I had a different vision for her. And I took it upon myself to be her new nutritionist. And single-handedly, it was hard. That's how I actually ended up coming from Florida to New York. Because I didn't know she was this bad. I just came to visit for a week. And then I found out when I got here. Right. But then I ended up being here for a week, and I ended up never leaving. And that way, I was her nutritionist. I was giving her CMOS. I was giving her all of these whole foods and these supplements that was so brand new to her. And it was to the point that I had to just like move in, like you just go every day, like 5 a.m. and just go do everything in her room. And keeping it to the sweet, I'm gonna get it to the point. I seen her heal. I seen her kind of get to a point where, let's say her arms stopped working, or her legs, like she couldn't walk anymore. And then I would work on her, and I would go up there and I would rub her down every day on top of her, giving her the Godbody candy capsules, but not in the form of
everybody, because you make these yourselves, right?
Yeah, I do, with my hands, and I pray and I dance, and I make sure it has clear, pure energy, because energy is everything. So,
and what's in these capsules?
So I have different types, but right here today, I have the Godbody candy capsules, and what's in them is burdock root, bladderwrack, and sorry, it's skipping my mind. Sorry, golden iris sea moss. Okay,
golden iris sea moss. Okay, yeah, well, sea moss is a big thing right now, so I'm glad you're sharing that with everybody, because I wish we had more time to really dive deeper into this, but we really don't. But I really wanted to share with everybody the importance of being conscious and mindful of not only like how you're living, what you're thinking, what you're putting in your body, and how we have the ability to heal, right? So I don't mean to cut you off, but they're wrapping me up, okay. and I really I'm in awe over you, and I want everyone else to be in awe over you, and I acknowledge you for taking on your mom. I know.
I want to close it like this, so that for the integrity of the story, and I promise I'll keep it quick. The passing of my mother put me into a depression that almost had me quit music. And I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to be here. My family and everyone around me that I thought didn't support me or whatever, whoever did, they came to me and they said, these things that you were giving to your mom, you watched her heal. You watched her leg go from limp to swinging again. Remember, like I had a video of her, you made her walk.
Right.
Please make your music. Please make your products help people. I wouldn't get out the basement. I wouldn't leave my room. So I needed to say this to give respect to my mom. and to give respect to those that got me out of the basement. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. And it's really very passionate. It's very important to me that this really heals people. That what happened to my mom does not happen to no one else. That's why I made these and I put my everything in these. And I don't market it in a certain way because I don't want to get confused for something else.
Right, I get it. You don't
want to close
like
it.
motivation behind it. I got it. Mamita, I wish we could stay on longer, but we can't. But I do appreciate you closing out, being authentic and sharing your truth. It's very important because we've been sharing on the show how everybody needs to really get a hold of the secondary pandemic to the pandemic, which is mental wellness, you know. And again, it definitely what you put in your body definitely is a contribution to the way you're feeling. So I want to thank you for taking the time to share the intimacy of your story, and of course, you know, her music is off the charts, and again, her gatherings are really welcoming, and we're so excited that we're going to actually present one of her pieces now you got me staggering with my words. She's going to perform for us when we come back, so don't go anywhere. When we return, Indigo Prodigy is going to perform a special piece for us. Don't go anywhere.